And today's voices being Marianne Fitzwilliam, widow of Colonel Brandon after 3 years of marriage. Breathy and low with a romantic energy, but breathy, low, youthful romantic energy.
Sutton is going to be back, sharp and mean.
Today is chapter 5 and I get to do people from Emma. So Miss Emma Woodhouse, Miss Harriet Smith and Miss Bates. Miss Bates will be low, breathy and skittish like a mouse. Forward, constantly running, checking though to make sure it's safe. And Miss Emma Woodhouse will be genteel, high, reserved, back, resonant, not fragile like Georgiana. Miss Emma Woodhouse, oh very lyrical to contrast Miss Bates, who's forward. And Miss Harriet Smith will be an intersection of the two. Emma's pitch for Miss Harriet Smith, but forward, and with the mousy quality of Miss Bates up high because she is uncertain of her place and constantly checking for Emma's approval. Jane Fairfax of Emma, whom Miss Bates is always prattling on about, who is reserved, romantic, mysterious, is going to be placed like Mrs. Weston in that she's proper and genteel and graceful, but still reserved. But I'm going to place her at a higher pitch to differentiate her from Mrs. Weston. Jane Fairfax, who plays the pianoforte so very well, and nobody really knows anything about.
Richard Fitzwilliam, Lord Hartley, very posh and forward. He sounds like an announcer from the radio back in the movies of the 1940s. Wartime.
Mr. Elton from Emma, the Vicar of Highbury and spurned suitor of Emma Woodhouse. In the previous book, Mr. Elton served as curate to Mr. Collins in Hunsford before being recommended to Highbury by Robert Fitzwilliam, Mr. Woodhouse's nephew, after Lady Catherine was displeased with Mr. Elton's flirtatious manners. So Mr. Elton goes after Emma, is spurned, he's a total flirt, so Mr. Elton is going to be dripping with smiles and compliments for the ladies, very forward, not very low because he's a bit too eager to settle down into a lower pitch, if you know what I mean.
Mrs. Bennet, exasperated, breathy and high-pitched but breathy. Oh, she is going to do a number on my voice.
Mary Bennet, like Lady Rebecca but docile. More reserved, more proper, more careful, more considerate, more thoughtful. Middle forward, back, middle up and down. Huzzah! An original character! Jasper Middleton, friend of Sam Sutton. Mr. Middleton appeared briefly in Volume 1 as one of the party at Cranbrook. He returns in Volume 2, having recently married Cecily Sutton, the youngest sister of his friend Sam, which means he doesn't exist in Austen canon, and I can do something slightly different than just British to differentiate this man from other things. So he is going to be a hobbit. I beg your pardon, but poor Captain Wentworth looks ill over there. Yay! Disappointed lover, male, navy, methodical, cautious, but lyrically smooth like water. Captain Frederick Wentworth, forward, lyrically smooth, cautious, precise in the articulation, because he's very methodical, not particularly expressive in pitch, until you get in on his romantic side, a bit breathy. Instead of pinched up into the nose like his sister, I think I'll place him down here in the chin, something a bit jutted forward with the lower jaw. Charles Bingley, forward, jaw, underbite, Charles Bingley. Forward but pinched in a middle zone, Caroline Bingley. Yes, that will do.
Sir Gerald Sutton, very posh, very male, very old, not elderly, but older, posher, back of the throat and low. Beck, ooh, very posh. Lady Catherine's nearest neighbour in Kent. Widower of a West Indian wife and father of 5 grown children. Oh, he sounds like a woman when I do that.
Lady Catherine, sharp, high, back of the throat. Sharp, high, back of the throat, with a little bit of pitch bounce. Come, child. Do not stand gawking in such an ill-bred manner. Higher. Come, child. Do not stand gawking in such an ill-bred manner.
William Darcy, male, rich, posh, uptight, proud, low, rich, still nasal though, highly resonant, forward in the mask, William Darcy. William Darcy.
Georgiana Darcy, feminine, frail, high-pitched forward, no breathy. Oh, she knew about us. Good. Weeping Georgiana Darcy, high, ethereal but weak, fragile. Into the story enters Mr. Willoughby, who is from Sense and Sensibility, and he's a romantic, and in this particular adaptation I don't really know which way it's going to go, and if he's a good guy or if he's not a good guy, but we like him so much, we have no reason not to so far. So, romantic, forward but middle, not low like my other breathy character, middle, forward, and more expressively forward, energetically forward. Mr. Willoughby reads Shakespearean sonnets, gathers wildflowers, and is ridiculously handsome in his